Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back, guys. This is your ultimate guide to the brand new Black Ops 6 Zombies map, Citadelle Des Morts. So I'm going to show you how to do everything in this map and give you a really good understanding of how it all works. I'm going to show you how to upgrade all 4 elemental swords. I'm going to show you the layout of the map so that you can understand it, and a couple of really cool little Easter eggs to get you some additional rewards in this. Like, we're going to cover a very comprehensive guide today. The only thing we're not going to be talking about is the main Easter egg, but I'll have a video linked in the description that once you get comfortable and familiar with the map after watching this video, if you want to go and take on the main quest, I'll have a guide to that in the description. But today, we're just going to be covering the main systems of the game and talking about how to upgrade all the wonder weapons and learning the map and stuff like that. I put a lot of work into this video, just making sure that it sets you guys off on the right foot in this new Zombies map so that you can have the best experience possible. If you learned anything from this or if it helps, just leave a like on the video, and if you're feeling so inclined, please subscribe to the channel. We're very, very close to 600K. Thank you guys, everybody, for all of the support. It's been unbelievable this year, so thank you, and plenty more guides to come for this Zombies map and plenty more down the road. Okay, so we're going to start with the most fundamental basics of the map, and this is just where you spawn in and how to get to Pack-a-Punch and fundamentally open the rest of the map. So we're going to start out here in this room in this village, and you're going to be hanging out here for a couple of rounds. Within this room, there's a couple of wall buys, there's a gobble gun machine for you, ammo box, rampage inducer, all of the basic stuff just right in the room. All you need to do is really hang out and survive for about 4 or 5, maybe 6 rounds, I would say. You just want to get enough points so that you can either open the left door or the right door. It ultimately doesn't really matter which way you go. The right side of the map has speed cola, whereas the left side has dead shot. But either way, these two paths are going to loop up to the same endpoint, and that is the front of the castle. These arrows are going to be guiding you towards this, and in order to access the castle, you need to walk up these stairs over here to the castle ramparts and then come all the way to the back where this cannon is, and then you need to hold this crank until this progress bar is completed. After that's done, you go to the back of the cannon, interact with it. It should explode and launch a fireball into the gate, crashing it down, and then giving you access to the rest of the map. This is step 1 in opening the map and also getting Pack-a-Punch. Now that we have access to the castle, we can continue on our way following these arrows, and eventually they're going to lead us to this underground tunnel that's going to take us into the bowels of the castle itself. We're going to follow it all the way past the quick revive machine, and then opening this final door here should take us into this kind of dungeon area, and there's going to be this metal crate with locks on it. You're going to shoot all of these locks off, and then a special enemy is going to pop out of it. You need to kill this thing, and once that's dead, it's going to drop this blood crystal that you can pick up and then put in a teleporter that's located in that iron container, and then that should go away and revealing the Pack-a-Punch machine. So now it's going to be permanently right here, and you can always upgrade your weapons at the station. So once we have that, what we can do is go back over to craft. You don't necessarily have to do this if you're just going to be getting up to a certain point in the map, but I recommend just opening the store and interacting with him because it allows you to do some stuff later on. You don't really need to listen to all his dialogue or anything, especially if it's your first time, then you're just learning the map, but it's good to know where this is to begin with. But after that, we can head back up, and then this illusory wall is going to drop down, giving us access to a completely other side of the map. This side has the stamina machine, Juggernog is nearby in the courtyard, and it also gives you access to a different underground undercroft area. So what you'll notice on your TAC map is there is no PhD perk machine. All of the other ones are here, right? Like Deadshot and Speed Cola are pretty much right out of spawn. Elemental Pop is very nearby, and then Juggernog is right in the courtyard. But even if you go underground and see that like Quick Revive is there, the one perk you're not going to see is PhD Flopper. But I'm going to show you how to get a free PhD Flopper later on in the game. So in case you're using the ray gun or something and you really need this perk, you don't want to wait until round 25 for the Wonder Fizz to spawn. I'm going to show you how to get a free one in just a second. But in any case, at this point in the game, you have access to the entire map now. It's not too big, actually. It's fairly easy to get around, and there's even a fast travel teleporter just underneath the tavern that you can use to quickly get back to the courtyard. But let's move on from that. Now that you can Pack-a-Punch, let's talk about wonder weapons, because past round 10, you're going to get these zombies with these knight helmets, and every time you kill one, you're going to notice that they drop this yellow item called a stamp, and these are very important. You're going to get these automatically, and past round 10, you can start bringing these stamps to each knight in this sort of like center section here, and every time you give a stamp to a knight, he's going to give you a bastard sword, and you can pay attention to the animal that's associated with that knight. There's a stag, a raven, a lion, and a like fire sword, basically a dragon. So you can get the base sword just immediately by giving them a stamp, but of course that's not enough. enough. It's a fine sword on its own, but we want to know how to upgrade these. So I'm going to show you how to upgrade all 4 swords right now. The first one we're going to take a look at is the dragon sword, the fire one. This one is one of the most straightforward and easy ones to do. After getting the bastard sword from this particular knight, we're going to go up these stairs just right in front of Juggernog and then place it inside this dragon hilt. And then once that's there, we're going to run all the way down to the village and go back to where we started and spawn. And over here, there should be a cauldron. You can pick up this dragon fire and then run all the way back to the initial dragon hilt that we just put it in. And you can see like the big stone dragon is going to be waiting for us there. You run really fast with this dragon fire, but you do take damage. Now, a helpful tip is you can melee zombies while you're running to restore your health back, because obviously it will be killing you in the meantime. So you might want to melee zombies just if your health gets low. But if you have Juggernog and stamina up, it's not too bad. The second cauldron is right here, just located right inside of spawn. You just run this all the way back. It's easily the longest route, but once again, if you need to melee zombies to restore your HP, that's totally viable. And then you can turn that one in. And then the final cauldron is just on top of this like a castle ledge. And this one's super close. You just pick it up, drop down, run back up the steps for the final time, turn it in, and then bam, the dragon will come alive. He'll ignite the hilt and you have the upgraded fire sword. It's very easy to do. Now, if you want to do the rest of the swords, you can obviously put these back where the knights are and he'll hold them for you. You can give them to your friends or whatever you want to do. If you're playing by yourself, you can still do all 4 swords. If you're playing co-op, you can give your swords to your buddies or keep them for yourself. Either way, the next thing we're going to do is give another stamp to a sword. We're going to bring this over to the knight right next to the fire one, and this is the lion. So this is the Sword of Light Soleil, probably one of my favorite and a super easy one to do as well. Now, what I recommend is right when you pick up the sword, you're going to notice that these glowing parasites are going to spawn. Don't kill them just yet. I think it's best to bring them over to the village, and there should be about 4 of them. You're going to kill a parasite with your sword, and that should cause it to glow. And then you're going to smack this particular door to apply a rune to it. And you need to do this 4 times. If you're being careful and not killing your parasites with your gun, you should have just enough to do this. And even if you don't have enough, you can flip around and more should spawn. You just need to apply 4 runes on this door. And once that's all done, you interact with it, knock on the door. It will bring you into this secret room. And then you need to place the sword within the hilt. And then right when you do that, you look at the bottom of the podium and it's going to give you a symbol. And these 4 symbols are going to be kind of flying around the room a little bit. And you just need to shoot them one at a time in the order that the podium gives you. It's very easy to do. However, you do have a time limit, so just be mindful of that. If you get taken out of it, if you don't do this within the time limit, you can just go back to the door and try again. It's really not too bad. This one should be quick and easy to do, and it's not too bad at all. And it's a great sword as well. So that's the light sword fully upgraded. Next one we're going to do is the Raven sword. This one is a little tricky, but I'm going to give you some resources that make this incredibly simple. So with this sword, all you need to do is obviously get a normal stamp to pick up the bastard sword version, and then we're going to go into this room just behind it, the alchemy room, and on the shelf will be some kind of animal bones. Once again, it'll be different every single game. There's actually a multitude of variations that this could be, but what you're going to do is take that set of bones. You should also get a pop-up in the right side if you've picked this up correctly, and we're going to take it downstairs into this codex. So you place the sword in here, and then what's going to happen is you can like interact with this, and then you can flip these 2 different rings, and depending on what set of animal bones you have will determine what astrology and element symbols you need to line up. Now, I'm going to put every single combination on screen right now so you can pay attention and match up which one you got in your game with the corresponding solution. You can see this green arrow at the bottom of the codex. That's what's like what you're actually inputting for the solution. That's what's lined up. So just, coordinate with your particular set of bones in game and then copy paste the solution onto that, and you should be good to go. I'll also put a little guide on screen just so you can solve this yourself if you really want to. But assuming you've done that correctly, the entire codex should go purple, and then you're going to see this sort of void rift open up in the ground, and these purple bubbles with these symbols are going to start coming out of the codex, and you need to guide these bubbles into the void. They're going to try to attack you, but basically, like if you put the void in between the bubbles and that thing, they should just fall into here. It'll take a little while. It'll eventually go upstairs in the tavern, and you need to put about 3 in there. It'll go to the top floor of the tavern. You need to put another 3 in, and then eventually it will slowly but surely guide you all the way back to where it started, and then it will actually take the sword itself, put it into the void, upgrade it, and then that one is complete. This is one of the easier ones, but it definitely is a bit more time consuming than some of the other swords, but assuming you've done that entire process correctly, that is your 3rd sword complete. And last but not least, we have the stag sword. Once again, get another stamp, interact with this knight, he gets you the bastard sword, and then to get this one, we need to get a couple of items first. we need 3 lightning rods. The first one's very easy to pick up. It's just out of the left of spawn where you can see the dead shot machine is on your map. You can come over here and pick up this lightning rod on the ground. The second one is also very easy to get. You can just come like right to the front of the castle, go to this machine and put dead wire on your weapon as an ammo mod. And then you can drop down to the other side of the village and you can see it laying on an antenna. Shoot this power box. It should spark, causing this one to fall off, hit the ground, and you can pick up that second lightning rod. Now, the third one, you just need to head to the undercroft area, and then eventually an armored zombie that's carrying the lightning rod will spawn. It shouldn't take too long. He shows up fairly quickly, and he doesn't seem to be like part of the current round you're on. He can just show up at any time, but eventually you'll be given the third lightning rod, and then we can take all of those to the elemental pot machine, and you can see this lightning conductor with 3 holes in it. We can place all 3 of these lightning rods inside. It will generate a storm over you, and now what you have to do is wait for your sword to charge as you kill zombies, and you can see it sparking when you've done that correctly, and then while it's sparking, you need to smack the conductor, and you need to repeat this 3 separate times. And then once all 3 are done, you should see the conductor light up. You can put your sword inside the hilt, and then it will fully upgrade to the stag sword, and then that's all 4 of the swords done. At this point, if you want to continue the main Easter egg, you've done about half of the work here if you've upgraded all these swords, so I'm going to give you a link in the description to continue the main Easter egg if that's what you'd want to do, but this is just going to be showing you a general map overview, so we're going to leave that for now. What we're going to do, though, since we have all the upgraded swords, I'm going to show you a couple cool little secrets about the map and stuff that you probably didn't know that will make your life a lot easier, especially in the early game, to get really good loot and things like that. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to get a free PhD flopper. I think this is incredibly important because of how good PhD flopper is as a perk and how necessary it is. So I would really advise doing this one if you don't have like a perkaholic or something. So it's pretty straightforward, but what you need to do is head over to the undercroft area, and just under this table is going to be this bottle of alcohol, and you're going to want to pick this up, this sort of like gin bottle that's laying right here. The second bottle of alcohol can be found upstairs, actually in the room where all of the swords are, and if you look at this couch and go all the way underneath this table, you should see another bottle right there. Once you pick that one up, go through the alchemy room into the stamina room, and the third and final bottle of alcohol should be on the bottom shelf that you can pick up right there. So take this all the way back to the tavern, like right outside of spawn, and then once we come over here, we can put it on this tray, and then this is going to initiate a bartending sequence. You can pick up these 3 different drinks and their colors and give them to zombies. Now, something very important that I'm going to recommend here is do this at the beginning of a zombie round, because the problem is it only lasts for a certain period of time. If you're serving zombies during a round, it lasts a very long time. Not only do you get extra essence because, you know, they're giving you tips and stuff and you can get some cool items, but you need to do this at the beginning of a round if you want to get the PhD flopper perk. Bug rounds don't work, so don't do it there, and don't do it at the end of a round either because you may screw yourself over. But assuming you do this at the beginning of a round, this sequence can last a little while, but at the end, you'll be given a free monkey bomb and a PhD flopper every single time. All right, next let's talk about some free power-ups. There's a bunch of like little tiny drops that you can find around the map for some free power-ups, and one of them is going to be located just above Juggernog inside of the main courtyard. This is your free max armor. This one is just located right in the rafters. You can shoot this down and get it. It's pretty easy to find. The next one is your free max ammo. This is just by the speed cola machine in the village, and you can see it right here in the windowsill. That should give you a free max ammo every single time. The next one is a full power drop, and this is also in the knight's room, just on top of this like broken roof piece. You can shoot that one down and get that for yourself too. The next one is a free insta-kill, and this one's kind of hard. I think you need an explosive weapon for this. It's easiest with the GS45 pistol. You need to shoot an explosive weapon into this curtain in the spawn room, and that should give you a free insta-kill power-up as well. And then there's also going to be a free bonus points power-up inside of the undercroft, just behind this red couch, actually where the bottles of alcohol were too, so you can get some free money there every single game. It's very nice to know. Next, I'm going to show you a really weird little Easter egg that you can do if you want to get some free early game rewards. This is pretty simple, but you can take this as far as you want. Basically, there is this cheese in spawn. If you break this window to this restaurant, you can see this block of cheese, and you can pick this up, and then from this point, what you need to do is scare a bunch of rats away. The first one you can do is just under this van. If you prone beneath it, you should be be able to look at him, and then he'll run away. The second one is found in the stamina up rooms just by these beds. Go prone, lay down, and he'll run away. The third one is found in the dungeons. You can also do the exact same thing, scare him away. What you're doing is scaring them to this plate of cheese that's in the Pack-a-Punch room. You can put the cheese down, and they're going to give you rewards. Now, there are actually 10 different rat locations, it looks like, and if you do all 10, you get an extra secret reward, but that's outside the scope of this video. I'll let you discover that on your own. That's for another time, but you can basically just do as many rats as you want to get extra rewards. If you want to get some cool early game stuff, I think it's worth doing because they can actually give you some genuinely good things like Pack-a-Punch crystals, Ethereum upgrade tools, and stuff like that. I want to briefly explain how the swords work real quick. So not only can you just swing them to kill zombies, but eventually you're going to notice that your sword is ultra glowing, and then you can press your triggers at the same time to do a special ability. Each one has a little bit of a different unique move, and I would play around with these to figure out which one's your favorite. But also they have a parry mechanic, so you can block, and what this does is essentially negate incoming damage for that moment. You can even parry like the boss of this map, which is pretty cool, but at the same time you can use this to reflect projectiles back to parasites. That's actually insane. There's an oil trap right next to Speed Cola, and if you turn this on and throw a Molotov in the oil, it actually strengthens the power of the trap, so that's really worth knowing. There's also a really cool Easter egg you can do specifically if you're using Maya, the operator. If you put her on at the start of a game, you can go over to this radio at a certain point. It seems to activate around round 14 or 15. It's not on like right away. I would say wait until about 15 or so, but once this radio starts beeping, you can interact with it, and then after some dialogue, you'll be able to enter this door, and specifically only Maya can do this. You're going to go through, kill some zombies, hunt down an HVT, and after killing that thing, you're going to get a set of keys, and then you're actually going to chase down Franco. At this point, a cutscene is going to play. I'm not going to spoil it. I'll let you guys watch it in game, but afterwards this is done, you'll be given a free legendary GS45 pistol. Now, sadly, it's not the zombie build version you have set, so a lot of people are running it akimbo. This one's not, however, but it's pretty cool nonetheless. Those are all the basic mechanics of the sword, but I recommend playing around with all of them and then trying to figure out which one is your absolute favorite for your play style and the way that you like to enjoy the game. But basically, at this point, you now have everything you need to know about Citadelle Des Morts. You can make the game yours, you can do SAM trials, you can survive high rounds, you can play with all the swords and wonder weapons, or if you want to take it a step further and do the main Easter egg, I'll have a video linked below that you can actually do this main quest. But that's it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this did help you understand this brand new map. Jump in and have fun and let your friends know all the stuff you learned. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe before you go, and I'll see you in the next one.